Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to do a video. We're going to attempt to do a video because I've got a touch of bronchitis. But anyway, bear with me. And again, thanks for being here. This avocado tree, about 2 months ago, I did a video, and it was actually growing in this container here. This was the actual pot that it was in, and the tree was doing really bad. It was getting watered too much. It was basically it was dying. It was doing terrible. And in that video, which I'll put a link up above my head here, so you can watch that for better context into what's going on with this video. But with that video, what happened was the roots were really rotted really bad. And in this video, stay tuned, I'm going to show you how I got it to look like it's looking right now, which is looking pretty good, isn't it? All right, so how did we get to the point where the tree is living and growing and doing quite nicely? Nice green leaves and everything, right? So basically what happened was, after leaving it in the original green pot for about a week and not watering it, that wasn't good enough, because the tree continued to decline. It was still going downhill. Branches, which it had about 4 branches. This was a branch that was going out this way. I had one over here, I had one behind it, and I had a lower one. These branches continued to die back. That means that the tree still was in trouble. So now watering it alone was not enough to mitigate the problem of the root rot. So what we did next is we pruned away all of the dying wood down to where it's green, and then at these points where it was pruned, what I did is I applied a fungicide, which I'll touch upon in a minute. So we went ahead and we brushed on the fungicide. So far so good. The next thing that I had done is I took the tree and I had completely removed the soil, right? So all the soil was removed, and I repotted the tree with fresh, what I like to use. In this particular case, I used Pro Mix, okay? Pro Mix is an excellent soil for potting and all types of small plants you want to grow in a potting soil. Pro Mix is very good. So I used Pro Mix. It's clean, it was sterile. The tree was then repotted in what is a fabric bag. This is called a root pouch. It is basically a fabric bag. It keeps the roots a little cooler, and also helps to keep the roots from being too wet, because it breathes really well. And there's another reason why these are good, is primarily they help to prevent roots from circling around. But that wasn't my main reason for using it. My main reason was I wanted good airflow, and I didn't want the root zone to be real wet all the time. And I watered very little, maybe once every 3 days. The bags do dry out quickly, so that's kind of good. And then I did treat the soil. So here's what I treated the soil with. This is called garden phosphorus. The directions say to use 4 to 5 teaspoons per gallon for root rot. So what I did is, it does also say that this should be done as a foliar treatment. That means spray it. But I had 3 leaves on the whole tree at that point. So I decided that, well, that doesn't make much sense to me. I mean, maybe the idea is that because it's foliar and this is a systemic, it goes into the system of the tree. The idea was that it would be absorbed, I should say, through the leaves, and then that would help. So what I did is I said, okay, we're going to do that, but we're also going to drench. So I just made sure that after it was repotted, I got the gallon mix and I treated the soil by dumping it in there. And then I waited about another week. I did it again. So it was about 10 days. So this tree's had 2 treatments, and it hasn't had a treatment in probably, I would say it's been about 2-3 weeks since anything's, well, 2 weeks. It's been about 2 weeks. So the last time anything was done was about 2 weeks ago. And so I said 10 days apart. So it's been about a month, maybe month and a half since I started treating the tree, okay, with anything. With that said, how will the tree continue? I think it's going to do great, because if I look over here, I'm already seeing growth coming from much lower on the tree. It's been, like I said, maybe a month and a half or so. I hate to do this, but you can see I was lifting it up, and it didn't just rip out of the bag. Now, I don't want to cut the bag to show you, and I don't want to lift it up again because that's probably not a good idea. I'm sure it doesn't have a tremendous amount of roots, but I'm sure it has a decent amount of roots now with this kind of new growth, and it's looking very healthy. But right here, there's new growth coming out, nice and green, and I'm praying and hoping that this avocado tree is going to be growing beautifully again, and I won't have this problem ever again. Once the tree starts to get much nicer, I do have a spot, and I am going to plant it in the ground because this variety is called Oro Negro. It's a great medium-sized, black, delicious avocado. Anyway, I hope you guys got a little bit of benefit out of this. So thanks very much for stopping by. If you want to check out some of the products that we used today was the garden phosphorus. You can get that on my Amazon link. And if there's anything else you guys need, just leave a comment below. Thank you very much. I hope you got some benefit from the video. Take care, everybody. We'll see you again soon.